Most coaches think they need more leads, but what if I told you that the fact that you're not booking enough calls has nothing to do with the amount of leads or followers that you have coming in? In fact, I've looked at enough online coaches' Instagram accounts to notice the same pattern over and over again. The leads are already there, most of you just have no idea how to start actual conversations with them. Because of that, you're sitting on hundreds or maybe even thousands of potential clients that you're never even going to hear from. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to start dramatically more conversations without a single extra lead or follower. Before I do that, imagine you've opened a gym. You spend months creating ads, creating content, putting out flyers everywhere. Eventually 500 people walk through the door. And that sounds great, right? Except nobody on your team actually speaks to them. They walk in, they look around, they walk straight back out again. And after a few months, you find yourself saying, we just need more people to come in through the door. You already had enough people coming through the door. You need to start more conversations with them. That's exactly what's happening in most coaching business. Most coaches don't have a lead problem, they have a conversation problem. Number one, stop treating every follower the same. Most of you coaches are looking at follower count like one big number, but not every follower is equally likely to buy. Some people have just discovered you today, they're completely cold, whilst others are practically raising their hand, gagging for your coaching, gagging for your service. Don't simply just message all of the new followers. You can do that, but focus even more on the people that are liking your posts, viewing your story, voting in polls, sending reactions, and especially the ones that are inbound DMing you. If there's not many of them, then there's a content and a story problem that you need to improve. I mean, you can have two coaches, both with 20,000 followers. One just blasts content and hopes people reach out. The other one checks who's viewing his stories, who's liking his posts, who's engaging with the polls, the reactions, all sorts. And he messages all of them, starts conversations with them, and gets them on book calls. Who do you think's likely to book? The one who's actually engaging with his audience, starting conversations, or the one that's just sitting back and hoping for the best after he's hit post? Funnily enough, I was actually looking at my client Brian's dashboard recently, and because we thought he needed more leads. But the problem is, he already has about 30,000 followers. He already has plenty of leads. Thousands of people viewing the stories every week alone, but no one was starting any conversations with him. Funnily enough, he told me that he watches other coaches' stories, and you know how a lot of online coaches will post all their new clients with their, their actual Instagram tag connected to it. Well, he would often click on those tags, and he would realise that a lot of them actually follow him as well. So he's missed out on deals just by not reaching out to them, and that other coach has got there before him. Instead of focusing on lead generation, we focused on engagement. We started messaging the people viewing those stories, liking those posts, engaging with the post. Within a number of weeks, the number of conversations and the number of book calls doubled. Not because we had more leads, because we finally started talking to the leads we already had. Before trying to pour so many more new leads into the system, make sure you're talking to the ones and taking advantage of the ones that you already have. There's money sitting there waiting for you. It's just one conversation away a lot of the time. Number two, use these stories to create engagement. I know this kind of goes into the last point I made, but most of you are treating your stories like announcements, or you're just posting a CTA every day and then wondering why no one's ending up in your DM. People click off straight away, they've heard it all before, you're no different to every other coach. So instead do this. Create micro engagement opportunities. Start polls. Ask a simple yes or no question, true or false. Sliders, add stickers in there if they agree with a certain opinion of yours. It can be an opinion completely unrelated to what you're selling, just to build a bit of a connection. But that's how you'll actually start getting people into your DMs, rather than just calling them out and selling to them all the time. They're bored of it. People are far more likely to respond to a tiny question than constantly going, do you want my coaching? But getting the engagement is only half the battle. Now you actually have to do something with it. Which leads me into point number three, and it's the fact that speed actually matters way more than most coaches realise. A lead votes on your poll, or presses the sticker, or engages with you in some way, and you reach out to them tomorrow, or next week, or next month even. It's like you being a teacher and someone puts their hand up in class and then you respond to them 3 days later. What sense does that make? The moment's gone, they've lost interest, and they've forgotten that they even engaged with your story or your poll or your post, whatever it was. So what should you do instead? Engage with them the same day. Start conversations while the interest is high. Strike while the iron is hot. Because by the time that most of you get round to it, they've already forgotten about it. Conversation and booking volume will go up naturally as soon as your speed goes up. One of our newest clients actually taught me this lesson better than anyone, funnily enough. When he came to us, he was convinced he had a lead problem. He thought he needed to do more content, he needed more traffic, he needed more leads. But when we looked what was happening inside his DMs and on his account, the issue wasn't volume at all. The issue was speed. People were replying to stories, answering polls, liking posts, showing interest. Someone had got back to them, at least 6 hours would pass if you were lucky, but usually it was days or weeks. And you might be thinking, well, why is that such a big deal? Well, think about how you use social media yourself. You use Instagram just to kill time. You like a post or reply to a story, then you get on with your day. So imagine if you come back a few days later, a few weeks later, you've forgotten that you even engaged with that poll in the first place. We made that one simple change for him. We stopped replying when it was convenient and instead started replying when the interest was at its highest. The result was immediate. More people carried on the conversation, more people replied, more people showed even more interest, got even further down the process, and more people booked calls and became clients. Not because we generated more leads, because we did better with the ones we already had. He didn't even create better content, really. Again, he just dealt better with the people that were already interested in what he was creating now. If you're an online coach and you've heard all this and you're thinking, great, I'm just going to start a load more conversations. And that's good, you should do that. I'm sure you know by now there's more to it than that. Just because you start more conversations doesn't mean automatically you're going to book more calls. I've seen coaches have hundreds of conversations every day and still struggle to fill their calendar. Why? A, because they don't know anything about DM setting in the first place, but also they don't know where the conversations are actually breaking down. It's all well and good saying they don't know anything about DM setting, but they don't actually know what the problem is, exactly what they don't know about DM setting. They don't even know exactly how many conversations are starting. They don't know how many people are dropping off. They don't know where they're dropping off. That's the most important thing. They don't know how many booking links are being sent, and a lot of times they don't even know how many bookings they're getting. If this is you, then you definitely don't know which part of the sales process is costing you the most amount of deals. So before you go and start more conversations, which is great, again, please do that. I want you to know exactly what's happening with the conversations you're already having. Click right here and I'll show you the 4 DM metrics that every single online coach should be tracking if they want to improve their DM setting process and book more sales calls consistently.